adventures afloat for the world to see. Lost our lessons with chalk in our hands, equations and essays and group work plans. One day we thought, let's sail away and live on a boat with adventures every day. So welcome aboard, come join the ride.
Everything, touch wood, everything's all set. I'm not moaning anymore.
Well, not to you anyway. All of that adds up to is one tricky mooring.
Love hats! Stop, man. Stop.
One stop running on the boat when you get to the lock and nicking everything off your boat. The stick or twist part of being on a narrowboat.
Girls, back away when you're finished.
Brilliant.
So there you are, 3 nuts with your beer.
Right, we're in our uniforms today. Welcome to a new vlog.
Welcome, welcome, yay!
And the yay is because we're finally, not actually, it's lovely, but we are finally getting to leave Thrupp. It's been nearly 3 weeks, well, 2.5 weeks now.
2.5 weeks, yeah.
We've been here. Place we just came to stay for 2 days. But yeah, you know all that. If you haven't watched the last few vlogs, we had some engine trouble. We had to wait for a part. It was the wrong part. We had to wait for a part. It was the right part. It took 2 minutes. Now we're ready to go.
Yes.
So yeah, it was like a 2-minute fixer. That's all it took. But they were really good in the end. Enzo Marina. It wasn't it wasn't their fault that the part took so long to come in. But in the end, they didn't even charge us for fitting it.
How lovely is that?
Yeah, so nice.
But and the guy who fitted it, so knowledgeable. So
yeah, it was me.
Shout out. It was not. So a big shout out to Enzo Marina. So thank you very much.
Brilliant. So we're just coming down. It is lovely here, Thrupp. It's like nice wide tow path. The car's right next to the boat. So yeah, we probably spent more time here than any other mooring, I would say, for lots of different reasons.
Lots of reasons. It seems to be the most convenient. We had the washing machine delivered in,
yeah,
remember?
Yeah. So
we're on our way.
we're just popping down. There's a water point just down by kind of the first bridge past the 2 pubs. Fill up with water and then straight off to Jericho in Oxford.
Should take about 3 hours roughly.
Yeah.
Give or take.
We've always found it seems to take ages. Yeah, we've done it before and stopped along the way, but today we're going to be hardcore, go right the way through.
We spent a lot of time stopped.
Yeah.
So yeah, but hopefully everything, touch wood, everything's all set. Oh, and we did, so some people ask about how long you can stay. Normally at that mooring you can only stay between April and November, so you can only stay for 1 week there where we were, but we had an overstay agreement with CRT, so you have to notify them if you've broken down so that you don't get red flagged. Yeah,
and it really, really bothered Sonya that there was people along where we were who thought we'd stay too long.
And talking about us.
Talking about us. Even though, like,
I know,
perfectly
but I can't
legitimate.
bear it. So when you looked at the cruising club check the index numbers every day for CRT to make sure people aren't overstaying. We knocked on the window yesterday. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday, wasn't it?
Which is good because it's such a lovely mooring. You don't want people just staying there and staying there and staying there.
Yeah, it's not right. It isn't right because we've found it, haven't we? We moan about it when people don't move on because we go to a place and we can't get a mooring.
But we're going onto the Thames, and the Thames is notorious for that. Absolutely notorious for that. You just see the same boats there.
No one checks.
No.
So they moan about people who check, but actually, if you don't check, no one moves, and that's awful for everyone. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not moaning anymore.
Well, not to you anyway. But come along with us.
Yeah, come.
moored up here. This is one of the worst placed water points on the canal system, I would imagine. I can't see how it could be too much worse. But one thing we have learned on the boat, and I'm sure anyone else who's hiring a boat or who's got a boat will be the same. Don't think, oh, we won't fill up with water here because there's one more before we get where we want to go to. Because there's a good chance that one might be closed or vandalised, or you know, something wrong with it, or like a line of boats waiting. It's always best, get it when you can. Read that how you want anyway, but I'll show you kind of like why this is so awkward. So this bit here isn't straight, so if you get the back of the boat here, the front of the boat sticks out there. So any boats going past, that could be a bit of an issue, because obviously you've got opposite of that where it says Nicholas Wolf, there's the boat there, so that's a bit awkward. If you come down to here and put it all the way down there, by up to that boat, our hose won't reach, so we can't do that. So our only option is to put the boat here. Well, that means the longest rope in history coming down to here. It'd be perfect if they had one just there. But again, to do that, that means any boats, like we are straight along the side there, but any boats coming under the bridge have got to go past us here. And it looks easy, but that's not an easy manoeuvre to get round us and then turn right. Because as soon as you turn right, your back end starts going into there. And there was a boat just came there. Luckily they knew what they were doing, but they came down here and you have to like really power it to get the back out to then do the bend and out under the bridge. So hopefully that all made sense. But basically all of that adds up to is one tricky mooring. And what you really want to do is you just want to get the water, hope no more boats come past, and get on our way. There's nothing worse than getting stuck with no water. Well, obviously there's a lot of things worse than getting stuck with no water, just to put a bit of context on it, but it's not very good either. What's happening, son?
Oh, there's a boat coming out of the lock, and that's a sight we love to see because it means we might just drive straight in. At the very least, it'll be in our favour.
I think they were hire boaters, which means they shut the gate behind them. So we've had to pull over and everything, but at least it's in our favour. So it's not all bad news. But yeah, it's very rare you get up to, well, we've been through a winter, so winter there's not many boats around, but now it might start becoming a little bit more of a regular thing because when there's more boats, it's like one in, one out. But yeah, it's meant Sonia's had to pull over to the side so I could get off, and then now just opening the gate and she will ride straight on in. It started to get really nice as well. This morning it looked like it's going to be a cold one. We've had fantastic weather for the last, probably about the last 2 weeks, I would imagine. I don't remember in the summer last year there being 2 weeks where it was nice. Right, so it's going to come down. You know what it's like, Sonya can't manage without me, so I've got to come down now. I've done the gate, now I've got to come out, down and push the boat a little bit. Push the boat out, eh? Alright, so yeah, done the lock, now come back, done the driving of the boat as well. Oh, look at our blacking. Won't be like that for much longer. By the way, if Sonya scuffs the boat, she will be so gutted.
So blacking, precious.
We need to bump it a couple of times so she gets over it. But so far, nothing's happened to this blacking. Oh, it's scraping down the side.
It's not.
Oh no, look at that.
again. Very slow journeys in our future. Opening properly. So it's amazing the difference it makes when you've only got a few feet to play with anyway.
These are our first ducklings of the year. Spring is actually... Oh wow.
We separated them. Oh, crashing.
Oh, they're back together. Meanwhile, Sonya was concentrating on the ducks too much. How laid back are these ducks here though, look. Just laying there, just like, yeah, go on then.
So I didn't hit anything. Black and sea tag. Lovely, aren't they? It's the first taste. That's our first duckling family.
Yeah. These three. Sonya pretty much drove at them. They just laid there like, yeah, whatever.
Let's go back to their spot now, look.
Yeah. And a right old moan about it, look. Right, so second lock of the day. Here's the bloke just opening the gate for him to come out.
We're going in.
And then we will just sidle on in.
Get in.
Sonya finally getting to use her Christmas present.
I love hats. And I've always wanted a cowboy hat.
Call that a knife?
What?
You call that a knife?
I love hats. I'd wear hats all the time if I could. And that's why I like going to weddings, so I can wear fascinators and hats.
I had a dream about that once, son.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What kind of dream was it?
Oh, it was just a pipe dream. If you watched our channel before.
You'd have groaned as much as I did.
Yeah. As I went to do it, she went, oh, you're not doing that one again, are you?
I know, like a fool I am, I support it.
Yeah, you played my Ernie Wise.
I fed in the line.
I never used to think much of that bush, son.
No, why not?
I know, I just think now it's really blossomed.
Oh, please stop, man. Stop. Here we are at Duke's Lock, and this is Duke's Cut Junction. So after this lock, if you go right, that takes you down Duke's Cut onto the River Thames, which we're not doing today. If I remember rightly, Duke's Cut Lock was awful last year. There's a little water point down there, but we're not stopping for water because we are full.
Right, so as you know, we are heading for the K&A. Woman just at the last lock. She's like, oh, where are you off to? It's like, KA. She's like, oh, good luck. Right, we have been warned off at the K&A. That's got to be about half a dozen people now, Son?
More people warn us off it than recommend doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
So, she did say it was beautiful once you get on it.
Yeah.
But there's very few facilities.
Yeah, we've heard about people one stop running on the boat when you get to the lock and nicking everything off your boat. Dodgy locks,
Apparently
not
locks
enough
are in a
waters.
bad state.
Oh yeah. It's really making us look forward to it, but we are going to...
We're going to do it.
Yeah.
Because, so, you know, if we'd listened to anybody, we probably wouldn't have bought a boat in the first place.
It's true.
So...
Yeah, but yeah, so watch this space.
Yeah, we
It
might
could
be
be-
turning around.
It could be an interesting few vlogs coming up.
Oh, I don't want another one. I just want boring ones.
I do
to be
too.
honest.
I think this is the coming up. It's a lift bridge with a key, so I better put this down and go and do it.
There he goes, windlass and key in hand. Doing his thing. Lovely towpath here though. This is our last lock of the day today. Tony's just filling it up now. I can't remember what this one's called, Wolvercote Lock. And then hopefully we'll get a mooring down in Jericho for the next couple of days so we can explore Jericho. We're not going into Oxford, we've done Oxford a few times now. But we might do, who knows.
Right, just come up to the last lock of the day. It's very pretty locked as well, this one, so I'll just turn you around and you can have a little look. Lovely, eh? So let's just set this lock. So locks are so different wherever you go and depending on where you go. So this one is just one paddle, one gate, one paddle, one gate. We're going down there. We're hoping to get one near Jericho, so it's like opposite the boatyard basically. Then you just go over the bridge and you're straight into Jericho. It does mean we are chancing our arm, because if we get a certain amount and there's no spaces, we're just going to have to carry on onto the Thames. But it'll be worth the risk. If we can get that spot, it'll be lovely to go out tomorrow in Jericho, check out some of the bars and things. And this looks like an interesting project.
It's like someone was doing it up, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's like they're like building it. But the backs. It looks like it's going to slowly sink though, isn't it?
Yeah, they put the booms out, haven't they, to catch the contaminants.
Right, so this is the stick or twist part of being on a narrowboat. There are bits we might be able to moor just here, but we're kind of hoping if we go a little bit further down, we'll be able to get some rings, because then that's perfect.
This is not blacking friendly, this
No.
bit here.
Obviously the problem is if we gamble,
Yeah.
then it might be we've got to go out onto Thames. But I think there's going to be spaces, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. Fingers crossed anyway. It's been quite quiet. It's early in the season still.
Yeah.
We've passed all the holiday boaters going that way.
Yeah, and we're not willing to go right into proper Oxford, which helps us. We're happy to go just like Jericho and across into Port Meadow. Both those places we can get to from around here. So
Fingers crossed.
let's see. Go under this bridge and then we'll find out. Right, so our first stop is Jude the Obscure from the Thomas Hardy book. It's been renamed that because of the Thomas Hardy book. Because in the Thomas Hardy book, this whole area, this street, is the street that he stayed on during the book. So that's why I renamed it. And this is what it used to look like. And the first drink, so how much was my one, son?
£5.90.
How much was your one, son?
£6.50.
That's how we roll. Perfect.
And another famous stop on our whistle stop tour of Jericho is the Jericho Tavern. Features heavily in the first book of Morse by Colin Dexter, but also very famous for Radiohead's performance here. It was one of their first performances and they were so good they applauded the sound check. Also frequented by people like Mumford and Sons and other prominent bands.
And this is the venue. So this is where all the bands performed. I don't know the individual prices, but how much is it on total?
£12.55.
£12.55.
The last one was £12.40. Probably because Tony's gone for really posh beer now.
Sonya's now become my Debbie McGee. So this is the rickety press, as you can see. It used to be called Tate House, I can't remember what, but it was basically going to rot. There was 2 years where there was no pub here at all. But since this area has become very trendy and very kind of money, they've reopened it and it is doing great business. So yeah, pub number 3, the Rickety Press.
£11.40.
Right, so these were £11.40. We did ask though, to be fair, what's your cheapest lager? So Debbie McGee is just waiting to the side at the moment. There's Debbie McGee. This is the Harcourt Arms, as you can see, and this is a 17th century this dates back to.
Which is not open.
It's incredible.
Not open.
Oh, is it not open?
No.
So we're going to have to skip this one and go straight on to the bookbinders. So that's the Barnabas Church, which you can see from our boat. Features in everything, absolutely every book you can think of, it seems to finish in. And here is
Definitely
the
in
old bookbinders. And this is in Morse, in the very first book. This one, they call it something like the Devil Bookshop or something. I'll see if I can find any footage of it. But yeah, it's our last pub of the day before we go back to pub pots on the boat.
not bad actually.
Was it?
£13 for 2 Moretti's.
So much that each on.
£6.50.
Nice. Look at you doing the math,
Isn't it?
as
Maths.
the Americans say.
Maths.
Doing the math.
So, yeah. But then you put the shells in, and then they've got you can put the shells back away when you're finished.
Brilliant.
So there you are. Free nuts with your beer.
Right, son, so it's the end of the trip.
End of the trip.
We're just crossing back over from Jericho.
Oh, what a lovely trip out. Culturally experiencing Jericho. And the culture was popular culture.
Yeah.
My favourite though is the Bookbinders.
Yeah.
So if you stop in Oxford, go to the Bookbinders pub. It's an amazing pub.
Yeah.
Really, really friendly.
And there we are.
Yeah.
So there you have it. Always good to finish with a little bit of culture. And finally, a vlog with no disasters. I won't talk too soon because you never know what's going to happen next. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you leave us a comment. And if you can, even become a member. Whatever you do though, make sure you return next week. Bye for now.